It was a course that was based on research, but it really sounded funky. I mean, who doesn't want to know about finding your inner unicorn? So it was that sort of combination of solid academic and good knowledge about coaching skills and a new type of coaching that I'd not previously been exposed to, but also just sounded funky and with a load of women that some of whom I knew, and I knew I was going to just have a chilled out time.
I knew I wasn't particularly happy with what I was doing, but I didn't know what else I wanted to do. And so this seemed like a really good idea to give it a go. So I went into it open-minded, not really knowing what I was going to get out of it, but was sure that it was going to in some way help me get on the right track.
Made a decision to take redundancy from an organisation I'd worked for a very long time, and had decided that I wanted to do something for myself and that was true to myself. And the course just seemed a perfect opportunity for me to take time out to reflect and help to shape my new business.
I actually came across the programme as part of a leadership transformational change programme. So it was in a corporate capacity.
I've done a lot of personal developments. I've done a lot of work with myself and on myself. This felt a little bit different. And I think what felt really different was the questions, the pre-work, and the questions were so valuable in terms of some of the feedback that I got from people that I'd asked to contribute.
Before I came to the workshop, I felt really quite nervous because I was going somewhere where there were a lot of other people and I'm not the greatest mingler. So I was quite apprehensive. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the outcomes would be.
I'd read some of the literature that we received beforehand, and I thought it was going to be quite theory-based, if I'm honest. And I was had a bit of trepidation about that. But whilst there's a structure for going through the programme, any fears that I had about the theoretical bit just disappeared within an hour or so. So them fears had just gone.
I loved the 2 days. The workshop was like nothing ever I'd done before. It was with a wonderful group of women. Georgia and Jay made us all feel incredibly welcome and safe and relaxed, and created an environment where we could all very much open up and explore things together.
I felt really, really at peace at the fact that I wasn't alone in how I was feeling, and that it was a really natural environment to be able to work through, sometimes at points, very deep thoughts and values that are quite personal, but it felt a real good environment to be in. Found that they were quite hard in places. They made me dig down quite deep into my emotions and maybe face some things that I hadn't previously wanted to face, but that was fine. That it was a really lovely, safe environment to do that in, and that was all part of the experience that I went on, and not everybody went through that. You know, it varied very much from person to person. I found it very structured in the right kind of way. It gave me enough space to do my thinking, but with a structure that enabled me to take me through that thought process.
I learnt loads on the programme, and actually I learnt quite a lot of there's a lot of practical based sessions that we did during the 3 days. And whilst I thought it was going to be a lot of theory based, the beauty of the programme was I was able to take away quite a lot of practical exercises that I'm just now using on a day-to-day basis.
I stopped having a few hang-ups about things that I was quite really seriously hung up about, and it also helped me remember the power that some of my beliefs have got over me, and that and see them in a beneficial light, as well as understanding the limitations. So that was really useful.
I think it gave me some strength about belief in myself and my own validity, in my own values and beliefs and what's important to me. And I think it gave me some really, really useful tools for reflection and for challenging and developing myself.
On the Monday morning when I went back to work, the way that I described it to a friend at the time is, I wasn't quite sure what had changed, but inwards I just felt a lot calmer, and my head was a lot clearer. And I didn't have all the answers about what I was going to do, but I had a much clearer idea about the direction that I needed to go in and what that needed to involve. And that in itself was fantastic. And since then, what I've been able to do is I understand myself a lot better. I can make decisions which have more of a focus on my heart and get that balanced with my head.
The last year's been the most different year professionally that I've ever had. It's been a huge learning process, but I've been much more comfortable with myself. My stress levels are reduced massively, and all sorts of stress-related issues seem to have disappeared. I'm much more relaxed in myself, and I could do more, and I think it's taught me that I need to keep learning and keep developing, but it has made me more aware of my triggers. It's made me more aware to notice my own behaviours.
I've made a lot of changes in my life, and for real positive benefit to me as well.
If you're thinking of coming on this course but you're a little bit unsure at the moment, then what I'd say to you is trust yourself. If it's sparked a little bit of interest, then trust that interest, because you've become interested for a reason. Something in the course content is calling your name, and trust that and let that happen, because it's only 2 days, big whoop, but it's a very powerful 2 days if you trust yourself to go through it.